I thought, first and foremost, for the most part here tonight, we saw a JU team that played the style of basketball that you want to see them play. I know the score wasn't the way we wanted it at halftime, but really after the other night in which it felt like Kennesaw State dictated a lot of things, you were able to kind of play your style here this evening. Yeah,
we played our style, but you know what? I'll give a lot of credit to our guys for buying in. You know what? We had a long talk at Kennesaw State. We were about 2 hours inside the locker room after the game, and a lot of real thoughts and a lot of real conversations were had. And so it was good to be able to see those guys have follow-through and confidence in one another and basically staying connected. You know, we talk about Jacksonville basketball being a family, and when we play basketball, man, we have to have that family feel.
Yeah, and I notice, it's a little thing, but guys on the bench, they're clapping, they're chanting defense there in that first half. I mean, sometimes you look back and you're like, you don't see that all the time at the collegiate level, but I think it's a little thing, right, that shows the buy-in.
Yeah, you talk about a little thing. That's a massive thing. Having guys who got character, man. We talk about team character, man. We talk about having positive vibes. That's the phrase that we often use, and we just want our guys, man, to love one another. You know what? Even if you're not in the game, if you're not necessarily playing to the level you want to play at, you got to make sure that you're locked in and that you have a certain feel. And so for us, we want our guys to make sure that they love one another, they play a certain style of team basketball, and that's on both ends. Defensively, you got to protect your brother, and then offensively, you got to have ball movement and be unselfish.
Where did this game really take off in the second half?
I think in the second half, we settled in defensively. They did a great job of spacing us out, and they did an unbelievable job of attacking the offensive glass. And for us, we knew that we had to limit our turnovers on the offensive end if we were going to play a smaller style of basketball. And we've been telling our guys, we're okay with giving up offensive rebounds if we necessarily take care of the ball. If we're going to play big, we got to control the glass, and, we can have a little bit more turnovers, per se. But at the same time, we just feel like, Kevion Nolan moved him off the ball. He was able to, facilitate a little bit more off the ball screens, whereas we usually use him as a primary ball handler. And therefore, he went in, he understood the assignment, and he really stepped up in the second half.
And only 8 turnovers in this ball game, kind of speaking to what you talked about there. A little frustrating one there at the end, but, sometimes those happen when guys are trapping and stuff. Kevion Nolan. There's something about him playing here. I mean, it's amazing. I asked him about it this week, and I was like, do you feel different? Do you feel special or whatever? And he's like, no, I never really thought about it. He's like, I kind of like that. I got some family in the stands because they don't see me play a lot. But he's always a good player, but he just takes it to another level when he's here in Alabama.
Anytime Kevion Nolan is in the state of Alabama, he has a great game.
it's automatic.
We played at UAB, and if it wasn't for foul trouble, I thought he was going to go for 40 that game.
I think so, yeah.
And so his family is so big, man. You talk about a young man that has family, talk about culture, talking about pride, and every time he takes the floor, I told Mr. Nolan, his father, that dude represents his family so well. And if it's not basketball, it's every day in life. He's just an unbelievable young man, and man, I couldn't be prouder of him, the way he represents his university and the way he represents himself.
Lastly for you, Osai Osifo, man, I thought his energy tonight was really good on both ends of the floor. Yeah, and guys took off. I mean, that first offensive rebound he grabbed, all of a sudden it was like, oh, okay, this is how this is going to go here tonight. And he goes, he scored some of his. He was able to help get you out of some scoring droughts at some points too. I mean, really a really solid all-around effort. So
one of the conversations that we had after Kennesaw, Kevion, he took the room and he said to Osai, he said, hey, it's not necessarily scoring. He said, man, I don't really care about the praise that people give me, but what I want to say is you're the heartbeat of our team. We all depend on you. He's like, man, you're one of the hardest playing dudes. And even Omar Payne chimed in and he said, you know what's crazy? When you were getting subbed out at the end of the game, Osai, one of the guys said, thank you, man. That dude plays so hard. And we were like, man, for an opponent to say thank you, that means the type of effect you have on the game. And it has nothing to do with rebound or scoring. And so just your pure energy, man, your effort impacts our identity and who we are.
Well, Coach, congrats on the win here today. Great to get one on the road again, and makes that bus ride go feel a lot looser, a little nicer. Yeah,
I don't know about a lot looser, man. I hope we have a good rest. We can get some rest, get some sleep, and like I said, I'm just happy for our guys get this dub.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks as always.
Appreciate you.